Welcome to Two Hacks in the Shack. What?
I didn't agree to that title.
Welcome to Two Hacks in the Shack. Why? Because we're working in what we call a tiny Tennessee garage. What do we mean by that? Look, folks, look at this garage. It's only 2/3 as wide as the house. What it is about garages in Tennessee, but they're only about half as deep and half as wide as they need to be. Welcome to Chapter 3 of Saving Our Silverado, where today is the day where we put the 12-volt rear end differential we've been working on in our previous videos in that truck right here behind us. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
That does not engender a lot of confidence. What about you folks? As you can see, we've got the truck mostly hanging out of the garage, but we're going to do the best we can to get this 12-volt in this 86 Chevy and arrive alive. Of course, before we can put the 12-volt in this Chevy, we've got to take this old 10-bolt out, which we're going to start off by loosen up the brake lines and disconnect them from the rear axle itself, loosen up the brackets, and get that taken care of. As a part of that process, then we're going to take off the drive shaft, loosen up the shocks, disconnect them, and then we'll be ready to take the axle off itself. So I'm going to have to take off a couple of these diff bolt covers to get the proportioning valve off the diff here. One thing that's nice about these lights we've got under here is it takes off the chill in the air today. We've had nothing but rain for 2 days here, and now it's just cold and damp. I really didn't want to get out here and do this.
Don't we have a little heater?
We do, but we got the garage door wide open, so what difference is that going to make? Alright, so we just got to loosen up these lines to get this off. I'll tell you one thing that makes me nervous. I've told Matthew this before. Taking something that's running and making it non-running, which is what we're about to do.
Is that line still plugged?
I don't know. We're going to find out. I did get a replacement for this, but you know what?
Okay.
You know what? I've got to find it.
I thought it was plugged with a bolt or
Actually,
something.
this is the new one.
Oh, okay.
That explains that. I think it's the new one. We'll find out. All right, Matt, one thing I did not get, and I thought I had everything ready, was a flathead screwdriver. Can you get me one so I can get these out of the brackets? Okay. Wow, these brake lines are super small. I don't think the smallest one I've got is going to be small enough for this. You know what? These brake lines, I think they might be metric. Oh, for 1986. Okay, where is it? Well, I didn't need the biggest one.
It's something that's not going to snap off.
Okay, that's good.
I think this is one of the few parts that's never been off this truck.
Well, it's not technically coming off, it's just coming off this axle.
Well, I mean, I think the axle's one of the few parts that hasn't come off of it.
Well, I don't know that the engine
The engine's not original.
that you know of.
So we've been told.
Yeah, well, we haven't verified. Which I hope it's not the original, because that would mean it's a 305. There's nothing wrong with a 305, I guess, but it's not a 350.
Casting unnecessary doubt here.
Well, if we ever get to the front end, we will. We're ever going to make the trip happen. We're going to we'll
see the casting numbers.
We'll verify at that time. All right, so I'm going to need to get some metric wrenches, I think, to get this off.
I'm wondering if these are going to turn.
We know that the one on the left wheel, because we just had to replace that wheel cylinder.
That's true, but we've never touched that one.
Nope. All right. Right here, folks. Says, can you see that?
Yeah, I think
It says caulk caps. Well, I couldn't find, and I didn't take time to get some brake line caps, but these little babies, which don't do very good at keeping caulk and other things from drying out, should hold back the brake fluid so we don't lose too much. So get one of those ready. Let's see, is this the size I need? Nope.
Consider that. I guess we're going to have to rebleed the system.
That's right. All right, what size is this thing? The dreaded 10 millimeter. That's exactly what it is.
You sure it's not SAE?
Don't think so, but I will get my SAE wrenches just in case.
I found some vegetation.
Oh, good. Well, actually, I take that back. Well, that's not a good sign.
What?
It's not doing it. Aha! Success. It's interesting that brake line wrench that's made specifically for it would not. I'll do it. All I know is I really did not want to sit here, round this off, cut it off, have to flare a brake line. Not a good way to get started. Starting to see a little bit of brake fluid, which is what you would expect if it's working.
Yeah, these back brakes are really worn out though.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why we decided to go ahead and do the 12 bolts. Like, okay, why fix the brakes on this if what we wanted to do was get to the 12 bolt anyway? So, my grand design would have been to replace the back brakes on whether it's a 10 bolt or a 12 bolt with disc brakes, but that's going to be a lot more complicated and a lot more time and money. So to keep it low budget, like most everybody out there who even tries to do these things at all, we just decided we're going to replace the drum brakes on the 12 bolt, which you saw us do, expertly of course, tongue in cheek, right?
I thought we did pretty well.
Well, we survived it. We'll find out how good we did once we get the 12 bolt in here, but we definitely survived it. Get tired of this differential leak in this 10 bolt, which you can't seem to cure, which I'm sure that's a part and parcel of our ability.
Let us know what we're doing wrong in the comments.
People are negative enough without you asking for it.
Come on, folks, give them a good heckle.
Shoot. What you don't know is I'm going to cut all that out. Just because.
So if I keep telling the audience to heckle you, then you're gonna have to cut out like half the video.
Oh, the lovely smell of brake fluid, just as crappy as differential fluid.
Not you don't want to let it leak all over the floor?
No, I think I'll pass. It's leaking. There's enough leaking going on already.
It's not that bad. Could be a lot worse.
Yeah, but it can be less.
That's true.
And less leaking differential fluid means less obnoxious smell.
Could always be power steering fluid.
We'll probably have to do something to ratchet these shocks back together when we're done.
That's what I'm saying. We lost a ratchet strap to that before.
Why did we lose it? Did it just wear it out or something?
No, it's because the way we did it, it got trapped behind the shock. The choice is either to cut the strap or unbolt the shock.
Well, you know, Harbor Freight specials.
I don't want to give up my straps to it. I've got nice ones.
Your straps are too big for the...
That's true.
But we could sacrifice them anyway if you want.
No reason. We'll just cut them.
That's right.
Nothing to do with the shocks at all. Need a punch?
Yep. Probably am going to need a punch because there's pressure on that. Check out these gloves, folks. Quality as usual.
You need a hammer?
Yep.
Small?
Just give me the little ball peen one there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That one usually gives you the most bang for the buck. Buck for the bang, I guess. All right. This is really, really fun when you're left-handed.
That's it.
Well, I wonder We shouldn't think about replacing these shocks.
Looks like they've lost a lot of their juice.
Yeah, they're not exactly pushing down, are they?
No, but they've lasted almost a decade, so.
Hasn't been that long.
It's like 2017, so.
Well, that's
We're
true.
not at 8 years.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Gosh.
Yep.
I cannot
It's a good
believe
thing your camera recenters itself.
All right. Wash.
One more time.
Wash, rinse, repeat. Of course, now you're over there, and I'm over here.
Yeah, they can't really see what you're doing.
They probably don't want to see what I'm doing anyway. Of course, people do like to watch for the accidents.
Right. There's a whole subset of YouTube about that.
Handy dandy PVC pipe. You wouldn't believe how many people criticize me for this.
Really?
Yeah.
That of all things is what they take issue with?
Well, I did put out a YouTube short about it, how useful it was, and they're like, well, I can find the metal pipe in Home Depot. You're just not looking in the right aisle.
Well, they're right. There is metal pipe at Home Depot, but it costs metal pipe money.
Well, there you go. That doesn't mean I was right, and doesn't mean they were wrong.
That PVC is going on a decade itself, I think. So, and it's hanging in there.
Yeah.
And we've put a lot more torque on it than that.
Interesting thing about the way the differential leaked this time, it splashed more on the right side, where last time it was splashing more on the left side. Man, did it make a mess under here.
Yeah, I see that. It's real shiny up under there.
Well, and it's all over this bottom of this shock and all over the exhaust. Really, really irritating.
It makes a real mess.
Now we're going to go to the other side and then detach the drive shaft and whatever else is holding it on. And then we'll be able to take the wheels off, get access to the shackles, and find out if we can either take them off or we're going to cut them off. Wish us luck. Well, one thing's for sure, we definitely had these bolts on tight. All right. Now, of course, we got to be careful we don't lose our caps off the end of here and have all the little bearing needles go all over the place. Had that happen before. Not fun. We'll just loosen that up for now until we get this other side. Hey, showing everybody in here the lovely oil bath back end of the truck has been getting.
I'm not sure how much they're seeing from here, but
Well, if you change the angle of the camera up, you can see just what a wonderful oil bath this thing's been getting.
I think they would get a direct view of the exhaust pipe and not much else.
I'm still not sure this is worse than Freiburger. You know that guy Freiburger. I'm not sure this is worse than Freiburger's green Ford Torino 71 Torino with at least it's not all caked on yet.
My vacation's the same as my day job. Quite a bit of slop in this baby.
But if you leave it on here and drive it much more, it probably would.
He certainly wasn't worried about it.
No, he just kept filling up the diff. Even although it looked like a volcano eruption. A horizontal volcano eruption. Of course, I guess that's what this one is. Take the bearing caps off here. Or bearing retainers. And next, we'll be jacking this thing up. Well, no, next we'll be loosening up the lugs and then jacking it up, taking the wheels off, and then getting to the shackles. What do you say? What's your guess? Are we going to be wrenching them off or cutting them off?
You asking me or them?
I'm asking you, and I bet the audience probably already knows. starting to move a little. Give a little.
Is this really this difficult last time?
Yeah, it does like to stay in there once it. Boom. All right, we are just 8 shackle bolts, 8 shackle nuts and shackle bolts, 8 shackle nuts and 4 shackles away from freeing up the rear end on this old truck.
Yeah, but as far as making it undrivable, we're there.
Yes, and it counts. All right, so now we're into the part where we are jacking up the back end, ready to get this thing off the ground, and taking that 10 bolt off. All right, so we got her up. Now we got to get it under the jack stands, and ready to pull it out. Bring it down slowly. It's good on this side. We'll double check the other side. All right, folks, so you can see now we finally got them off, and this is kind of the condition they're in. We've never had the drum off on this side, but definitely quite a bit of buildup. Still a little bit of brake shoe left on there, so they never did hear them squealing or anything like that, but this is the condition of what they are. So now we're going to get back there and get this emergency brake detached and snake through the backside of the dust shield, and then we'll be able to hopefully sneak it back through on the 12 bolt. Here we go again, Matthew's favorite pastime. He said he wanted to, in the last video, said he wanted to put it up on the jack stand so he can just come out here and keep spinning the...
It's the world's biggest fidget toy.
Yeah, no doubt. Yep.
This one's got a good bit of resistance to it as well, though, so that gives me hope for that one.
Yeah, again, brake's not bad, but we don't care because this one's coming off. All right, so we finally, after all that struggle, decided we had to take the brakes off. There was absolutely no way we were going to get behind here and unhook the emergency brake cable, which tells us there's no way we're going to get behind here and put the emergency brake cable on our new axle, not without taking the brakes off. So obviously emergency brake first in both cases. All right, so we're going to give it a go here with our impact wrench and see if we can get these to come off. If not, it'll be time for the cutoff wheel. Let's get this axle off. We still got that jack under there holding that axle up there.
Looks like it.
All right, well, it's going to get noisy here, so we're going to go ahead and put this on time lapse because nobody wants to hear an air wrench.
Oh, I do.
You're the only one. All right, folks.
We admitted defeat.
There is no way that our little air compressor is going to create enough impact to get one of these bolts off, so we're going 3/4 inch drive. Oh yeah, how about that? Well, Matthew, why didn't you tell me this to begin with?
I thought you knew I had these.
No, I knew you had it, but I don't know. I guess I watched too many videos where everybody takes an air wrench to everything and it just comes off.
You know, we could just loosen them up with this and use the air wrench.
Yeah, maybe.
It'd save a lot of time.
No, but I'm just not sure how much I've had. Man, this thing's like butter. Thank you again, Dennis. Hope you're watching us. You know, last time we worked on this rear end, it was 2017. We were putting the shocks on, and of course, you showed up just after we got done. We asked you where you been. You said, well, it showed up just on time. Dennis isn't with us anymore. Well, hopefully he's watching. I don't know. I guess we could take the cutoff wheels to this stuff, but man, if I can get it off, and I'll be doing a bunch of grinding.
I hate to nick anything with them.
All right. Maybe that's enough to be cooking with some gas.
Well, if not, we need better tools.
All right. Here we go again. Crank it up. Yeah, it's clear, folks. It's not going to work, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. It's going to take a month of Sundays, but we'll get it off of here.
Well, you do one, I'll do one. Or I'll do one, you do one. There's a washer under the other one, too. Just didn't come off.
We are making progress. One U-bolt off. Work harder. Work smarter. Work faster. Let's go. Heave, ho, heave, ho.
You know how they say
What
you
do
can
they
get a
say?
job done right,
Yeah,
cheap, or fast?
yeah.
Pick one. Pick two, actually,
Funny.
is the
Very funny.
saying.
Very funny, Mr. Green Hands.
Is your side off?
What are you talking about?
Seriously?
There's another side?
Your side is off already.
Yeah. I mean,
You're kidding.
I just took a call from your mother. I'm done. Hey, what took you so long?
Doesn't look very done to me.
What are you talking about?
It looks to me like you've still got all four.
Depends on how you look at things. But I'm done because I'm not working.
I choose to look at what I can see, and I see four
Well, since
holes.
you did so good at getting your side off, hey, you got more opportunity over here.
No, I don't think I do, actually.
Whose truck is it?
I wonder. You know, it's not registered, so the county doesn't know.
Yeah, right. But we know whose name is on the title.
Oh, fair.
Now, we're going to... Great job of Matthew getting this off on this side. And so we got both of them off, and we're going to work to get the other side off and drop this axle. All right, folks. Success. If there's anything the two of us can do, is take something apart.
Just gonna move this out.
10 bolt, no more. Careful,
I don't
got
know
those
what
brake
that
lines
was.
again.
I think we knocked the cover off it.
Off the what?
Brake line. I think we knocked the wax off it.
Oh. All right, so we got her out. Now we're going to move it aside, clean up our mess, and then get the 12 bolt ready to install. Wish us luck. I think this was the easy part.
I'll say that.
It's the final countdown, not that song from the 80s. Here we go. We're going to get this thing rolled in here. Slowly but surely.
It's kind of like NASA, you know, when they bring the space shuttle up
Right,
and launch
right. And crawling at 2 miles an hour,
Right.
1 mile an hour.
I mean, the crawler's ready. The crawler's ready to go. It can take on, you know, whatever you throw at it.
Okay, I'm going to bring mine down, which is going to lift it up a little bit. And that's okay. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Got a shock absorber in the way. Okay, let's bring it.
Back a little.
Yep, let's bring it back a little bit, and then let me try to get that shock absorber up and out of the way.
Yeah, probably enough.
Mine, too, is not centered. The drum is not centered. What could go wrong with that?
Perish the thought. It'll be fine.
Boy, that really came. Oh, actually,
It's gonna drop into it on this side.
is it?
It is. It's the same as the other one.
Okay, well, this has got to come back quite a ways, and you know what? I can't go any farther than that. So we
Push
definitely.
it that way.
I got the brake line too. So. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
You're
Well,
saying whoa, whoa, whoa to yourself.
I know. Okay, bring that forward. Bring it forward. We'll just pivot. Keep coming.
That's about right.
I know, but I've got to. I still got to get the shock.
What am I hitting?
There we go. All right, shock going the other way. All right, keep coming because we want to bring that.
The shock should go in last.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. All right, come this way. Come forward. I told you, I knew that not being centered on the other side was going to get us. That's my fault. All right, let me bring this down.
Okay.
See if we can get.
I'll see if I can help you a little.
Yeah. Well, you better be careful. You don't get your. Let's make sure this brake line is up and over.
Okay.
You better. No, that's not a good idea because that could come down on your hand.
It won't because the drum's there. Even if the drum fell off, backing plate's there.
Actually,
You could just roll.
right, jack it from right there, right?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay. All right.
That would be fine.
Remember I said 2 hacks in the shack? That's what we got going on here.
You're rolling it off of this one.
Oh. Okay. I don't know that it won't do the same thing even here.
Well, I can possibly adjust.
Yeah, because the front, it keeps tipping.
That's settled. So,
Okay, now
I need to pull this side back a little.
there we go. All right, brake lines are on this side. Good job. I need to bring mine forward a little.
I can't really see where mine's.
Okay, you need to go forward. Keep coming. Whoa. Yep.
It's not on the. It's not
Go
on
forward.
the jacking point anymore.
Go. Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, that's not.
Sitting on the arm of the jack.
Okay, well, you need to get over there and rotate it and make it stay on the jack.
Well, I can't move the jack from there.
I know, but you have to get up. You're going to have to get up, go over there and rotate it in the center of the jacking point, jack stand.
It's fine. It's in there.
Yeah, but you're going to have to rotate it with me. Ready? Make it stay in there. Hold on. You know what? It's staying on this one for the most part because it's not in the drum is not causing that problem. So the problem is we're jacking right there, the drum. So
And how would you like to get it off of there?
hold on. I'll tell you what.
Well, that seems like a bad idea.
Nope, because you're going to keep it centered while I rotate it. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
What we need to do is get this off the jack.
Yep, and get it on the axle, actually. Watch your fingers.
Yeah, I know.
Careful, you don't roll it off the other one.
Well, it's close, but
Watch your fingers, they're coming up.
I can see that.
I don't know why I think putting it on the drums, again, never having done it before, we learned something.
Yeah, at least they're getting a good laugh.
All right, making a couple more adjustments. Let's see. Jack it up on this side.
Careful, it's not on there very well.
All right, we're getting lined up
It's
with the
about
whole.
even.
Actually, push. I'm going to pull, and you need to push.
You need to push as well.
Yeah, but I mean this way. Whoa. If you can keep doing that, I can hold it while you need to come back just a hair. Are you in there?
It's there.
Is it in there?
You know what I just realized?
What?
We are right where the U-bolts need to be.
What?
We are right where the U-bolts need to be.
What are you talking about?
The U-bolts go here. They can't go on with the jack in the way. Ratchet strap the axle where it is around the frame. Then we'll put the bolts in.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I can get one of the bolts in here to get started.
Well, I can't get anything in on this side.
Okay, well, I hear
So,
you.
I don't know how you're going to get anything in on that side either. I don't think you're visualizing this right.
I've got room right here for a U-bolt. All right, we're on our way. You know one thing you can't do very well, folks, with gloves on? Most things. It's just not possible. So we're going to get this one U-bolt on.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
You're in the wrong spot.
I can see that now. Not in the wrong spot anymore.
Alright.
Let's knock the retainer blade off, of course.
Oh, no worries about that.
One on. One started anyway. Wow, it's going to be a lot of screwing going on around here.
I'm not even sure we'll have an impact long enough for that.
We'll have a what?
We're not going to have a socket long enough for that.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to...
We're going to have to buzz them off.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to wrench them down and then...
Cut them off.
Yeah.
I can see where it's supposed to be from here. It's not right.
What are you talking about? What is the problem?
It's sideways. Here, I'll take a...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I can take a picture of it.
No,
and
I see what you're saying. I went too far with it.
Because I can see where the old one was. It's probably about an inch too far this way.
What do you mean the... Which way? What are you talking about?
It's pointed too far that way.
You mean it's leaning that way?
Yes.
Well, I hate to tell you, but it's flat.
Well, I hate to tell you, but it's wrong.
I hate to tell you, but it's flat.
Well, it's wrong.
The backing plate is flat.
Well, it's still wrong.
Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. You mean it's got to go this way.
Yeah, that's right. Right there.
Kind of felt right, too. You're right. We're going to have to ratchet strap this.
Well, I've got a couple in the toolbox.
There's no way to make it stay up there without it. We got one U-bolt on. Now we got to make adjustments. All right, folks. So we're going to be taking these ratchet straps to help hold the axle up. And according to my son, he had these from the storage place he used to work at, and it cost him $1, and they were originally $6. So either we're trusting our lives to $6 ratchet straps or $1 ratchet straps. Either way, I'm not sure that's a good insurance policy.
That doesn't inspire confidence in you?
Just the opposite. As you can see, we're getting them on here. We've already got the ones on the right side, but since these were universal sort of U-bolts from LMC.
They weren't universal. I ordered them specifically for this truck, and this is what they sent me.
Universal in that they also are super long, and Matthew thinks, and he's probably right, that they're for K10s as well as C10s, and so in order for us to torque them down, we don't have a socket that long, so I guess we're going to have to do a little cutoff wheel action here and get these things a little shorter so that we can torque them down before we get this thing on the ground. Well, it's the morning after the night before, and we survived. Flag still flying. Flag still flying. Birds still chirping. And the C10 is on the ground with the 12 bolt installed, but not without some hiccups. This is what we're left with. A mini Chernobyl, a mini disaster in the garage, and a mini Exxon Valdez from the 10 bolt. Things didn't go quite as planned. The 12 bolt is in the truck, but it's not going anywhere at the moment because after thrashing on it last night, taking a break and having some pizza late into the evening, we got the shackles bolted down on the axle, and we got the shocks in, and that was fun too, getting those recompressed and put into place, and we got the brake lines in. And then, well, we went to put the drive shaft onto the yoke and found out the yoke does not match. This yoke and the U-joint are different for a 10 bolt and a 12 bolt. I'm sure most of you in the comments, those who know what they're doing with these things, and we know very little, that's why we said 2 hacks in a shack, not the same. So now we've got a drive shaft that's zip tied to the exhaust at the moment, and we have an emergency brake which are zip tied to the frame because, as we said earlier, that part needs to be reinstalled, and that's going to require some brake disassembly, unfortunately. But I think we're going to hopefully get our guys in Smyrna to take care of that for us. So we've ordered, hopefully, a U-joint that will work with the yoke that's in the 12 bolt, which is going to require us taking the drive shaft out of the truck and replacing the U-joint. And we also found out that the straps that hold the drive shaft onto the yoke, even those were not the same. Which makes sense because this distance is wider than the distance on the yoke of the 12 bolt. It's weird how the 12 bolt yoke is smaller in diameter and everything as far as the drive shaft and the U-joints hooking on here than compared to a 10 bolt, but it is what it is. And so again, this is what I get to do on Sunday: clean up this mess, which just goes to show you, we're showing you the reality of people, at least who don't do it all the time, as compared to the guys that put out and pump out a weekly video, sometimes 2 videos a week, and make it look all slick and sweet. But we're showing you the down and dirty of it all because, well, that's just the reality. It's the down and dirty business. I'm proud to say we did get this 12 bolt in here. Like I said, brake lines all hooked up. Everything looking good, matched up. And I'm sure a lot of you say, well, why didn't you go ahead and, while you had it in there, or taking it out, why didn't you go ahead and flip it and lower the truck? Well, first of all, this is our first time doing this, and it was just difficult enough the way it is. And so we decided, let's just get it in here. Let's get this thing running again and enjoying it. And a flip of the axle will be something that we do in the future video when we have more time, we have a little bit more experience, and we just are ready for that part of it, because this took hours, took all day. And again, technically we're not finished, but it felt good that we were able to accomplish this. We got this thing rolled out, it's in the driveway, and now we've just got a few things left to button it up. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be back again when this thing is ready to roll and ready to run. We hope you enjoyed this video, and click on the video here in this corner where you can see where we did the work on getting this axle even to this point. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we appreciate every one of you. Have a good one. Well, wouldn't you know it, with all the challenges we had getting this 12-bolt axle into my son's '86 Chevy Silverado, the final part would include no audio, as we recorded Matt driving off in his truck with the 12-bolt putting the power to the ground for the first time. We faced even more challenges after getting the axle installed, which we never recorded. We had to order 5 different U-joints just to find the right one to fit the drive shaft, which was originally set up for a 10-bolt axle, and the pinion, which was set up for a 12-bolt axle. It would have helped to measure it, which we did after the first U-joint did not fit, but there were so many variations out there, and it was difficult to find U-joints out there from parts suppliers with measurements included on their websites. But we persisted and finally got it hooked up and on the road. I even got to drive it too, and it was such a satisfying feeling to know we could actually do it ourselves. I never thought it would take us so long to get the 12-bolt in Matt's truck, but I'm glad he didn't sell it, and we got this time together to make it happen. It was hard work, but fun too, and a memory I will always cherish. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Earl's Classic Cars, and stay tuned for more mishaps and mayhem in the future. In the meantime, you better get busy. Time is wasting, and your son is waiting to work on that project with you. Don't make him wait too long. Before you know it, it will be too late. Now, time to take my own advice and start working on the front end of this 86 Chevy. Projects are never done. And I'm kind of glad about that too. And stay tuned to see more from me, Earl with an E.